Walker. Devontez Walker. Controversy around a young transfer student. NCAA changes waiver policy. Devontez Walker ruled ineligible.
There's something in the water.
I was about 4 years old. Told my grandma I'm going to play in the NFL.
Devontez Walker has the touchdown. Breaking down the sideline is Walker in end zone. Touchdown. Devontez Walker.
I never in a million years thought I'd see my grandson in college on the football field.
Walker entered the transfer portal to play closer to home so his biggest fan could watch him.
My grandmother, she had a lot of surgery and need help with stuff around the house, so it'd be easier for me to go home versus trying to go home from camp.
We get off of the bus and we're told that he's ineligible for the game.
I'm in shock. Third time in 4 years, the season that's been taken away from me. I didn't know what to do at that point.
I am at war.
When he enrolled at North Carolina Central, they canceled football season because of COVID. He felt like he would have the one-time transfer from Kent State, and he was coming back here to be closer to his grandmother, who is dealing with bad health issues, and she was a huge role in his upbringing. He's done everything right. He made a decision based on what was best for him, that he thought was within the rules, and for his grandmother and his family. And now we're sitting here 4 weeks from game time, not knowing if he's even going to have an opportunity to play.
My grandma, she's my ride or die.
Devontez and his grandmother had a special bond from the beginning. Since I brought him home from the hospital, they've just been close.
He was my first grandbaby. I just held him all the time, just cling to me.
I always wanted to be around her. Whatever she did, I wanted to do. She'd get up and go to the bathroom. I most likely wanted to get up and go to the bathroom with her. Obviously, I couldn't.
He was a character. Just loved him to death.
We did everything together.
We couldn't sit still. He was just an active little person.
He was always a runner. He stayed running, but it wasn't until maybe he got up to 3 and 4 when he started taking interest in football.
Believe it or not, I didn't find out how fast I was until my sophomore year of high school. I had a lot of deep shots that year, just running by people on the field, catching screens and slants, and outrunning everyone.
And that's when his dream became more like a vision for him. He was saying he was going pro. He was like, I'm gonna show you. And I said, well, I'm looking.
A lot was put on his plate, but you would never know the way he carried himself.
I have rheumatoid arthritis throughout my body. I had to have both hips replaced. I had the left knee replaced, and I broke that knee. Scoliosis in my spine, back problems. There's just a lot of agony and pain.
I'm at the age where I'm starting to understand and realize, a lot of the pain she was in, a lot of things she was going through. So I decided to be the one to stay with my grandma and be able to help her out through her troubles.
Took initiative and just started being a caretaker.
Feed her, cook for her breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Make sure I took my medicine, make sure, I can get to the bathroom. He came to my aid, say, it's gonna be all right, I'm here.
It was like, you don't have to worry about nobody coming to take care of you, give you what you need. I got you.
We have each other back.
And Matt Mark, Carolina Varsity here, West Charlotte, wide receiver Devontez Walker, touchdown catch, several big catches in the game, 27-10 win over Harding. Devontez, what was the key to the victory? Execution. I hear you, man. Now, you're committed to East Carolina, right? So what went into that decision?
Coaching staff. Everybody get a lot of West Charlotte coaches, like family.
That's most important.
We were coming off a high day the day before with signing day, so we had a nice little celebration for him, and he went out to get some work. Initially he was running routes on air, but a couple of his classmates were out there, and when young guys get going, they get competitive.
Ran a route, jumped up for a pass, came down. I heard a tear and I felt it. Like, it literally felt like somebody just literally pulled my knee apart.
He was in pain, and we had to get him to the hospital. Under my breath, I was like, this is not good.
I get diagnosed with a torn ACL, torn PCL, and partially torn meniscus. Everything just came crashing down.
Scholarship got taken away, so that really killed him.
I wasn't gonna be able to do all those things that I told him I wanted to do. Buying that house for my mom, grandma, being there for my younger sisters. I went to my grandma. I'm crying in tears, like I'm laying on her chest. She's just like,
God has a plan for all of us. It's not over till he says it's over. You're here for a purpose.
He was going to do what he needed to do to get back on the football field playing.
After surgery, he had to start from ground zero to get that knee to where he's able to be explosive, faster, quicker, stronger.
He was relentless. He got a job at Bojangles, paying for his own training, going 4 days a week.
Rehab, work, rehab.
Trying to find a college, and plus help out with his grandmother.
That was pretty much my routine for next year.
He was able to put himself in a space mentally to know that he can make it to the next level to help his family. That was what was at stake.
I sent his high school highlight out to Coach Edwards at North Carolina Central. He called me back 3 minutes later. He was like, man, we gotta have him.
Once he got the opportunity at North Carolina Central, we thought he's back on the field doing what he loves to do. Then the COVID hit. North Carolina Central canceled their season. Now it's been 2 years that he didn't play. He transfers to Kent State, and his first year, they redshirted him, so he really didn't get to play his first season at Kent State. So it's like, okay, it's another year. So we went to off season, he worked, trained, came back for the second year at Kent State, and he showed the world who was Devontez Walker.
And they had a tough non-conference schedule. They played Washington, Oklahoma, and Georgia. And when that schedule came out, he was like, Coach, can I tell you something? Everybody gonna know me when we play Georgia.
The #1 ranked Bulldogs take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Schley slings it out to the sideline, and this streaking down the sideline is Walker, who's free, and this is a touchdown for Kent State. Devontez Walker.
You talking about an uncle in the stands hollering and slapping hands and giving high fives. I didn't care, that was my nephew. I wanted the world to know.
Devontez Walker, it is a 56-yard touchdown.
I almost picked up my TV and hugged it. I was so excited.
I took off around my house, and I was just yelling and screaming.
I was screaming at the TV, tears crying. I was just so proud. But my heart was upset because I couldn't be there in person to support him.
After Georgia game, we on the phone. I asked her, did she eat anything? Was she gonna eat that night? She was like, no. I'm I'm hurting a little bit. Don't really feel like getting up. I'm just wait till tomorrow to get something to eat. I start, worrying and panicking. Like I'm pretty sure that ain't the first time she's done that before. Like she's probably definitely done that. She's never said that. So I'm just like, I gotta get home, go help her out.
On January 9th, he transferred to North Carolina. On January 11th, they changed the rule. When he transferred, we thought it was an absolute no-brainer because he fits every reason that transfers should be eligible. And then we were really, really surprised when it was denied and disappointed.
In the previous rule for the waiver process, again, it's a case-by-case basis, but it could be, you have a sick or ailing family member, or something tragic happens in your family where you need to move back closer to home. There's different ways to get the waiver granted. The NCAA changed that rule a couple days after Tez was enrolled to basically say, the only way you can get this waiver is if you can prove documentation that you have legit mental health issues.
We had all the information to present to the NCAA. We felt like we had a very strong case with his waiver, being that everything that was going on with his family and him, we submitted the waiver, then from there was the waiting game.
Obviously, I keep up from guys from Charlotte, so kind of watched him have his 2 years at Kent State, kind of exploded. And that's kind of the first time, I really kind of saw him play football. Since high school back in the day. And then from there, he said, I need this guy in Carolina Blue. We hit it off right off the bat, hitting that stride early, kind of a little bit getting adjusted to how deceptive his speed is. And from there, just seeing it turn over into spring practice.
Spring ball, summer training, it was for that opportunity to play one of the biggest games of my life in front of my family.
It's North Carolina versus South Carolina in the opener. All eyes on Tar Heel quarterback Drake Maye and his new weapon, Devontez Walker.
We're on the bus, headed to play South Carolina in Charlotte in Bank America Stadium, his dream, where he's got 30 family members and friends that have bought tickets to see him play. And as we're getting off the bus, we're told that he's ineligible for the game.
I'm in shock. Have a whole nother season taken away from me. Third time in 4 years.
My heart dropped. I just went in my room and just laid in my bed and cried. I felt they denied him, also they denied me, because I wouldn't be able to see him play.
It really hit the whole locker room. I think it even hit the whole campus.
To be able to see the hurt that was placed on him, he's always in study hall. He works hard at his grades. He's a great teammate. He's a great person. And then for him to get that taken away from him because they changed the rules, that was very hurtful.
Shoot, I remember sitting in the locker room watching him, break down next to me and kind of got teary-eyed myself.
The NCAA's decision in the Tez Walker case is senseless, it's wrong, and frankly shameful. After transferring, he was notified by the NCAA that they'd changed their transfer policy. Both North Carolina Central and Kent State supported his transfer waiver, and yet the NCAA has still denied.
He didn't do anything wrong. It's disgusting, NCAA. Disgusting. Can't even comprehend. Can you imagine fielding those waivers? You're the one judging it. You have to look through and decide if a family's medical emergency is emergency enough to transfer.
We started to hear it get louder and hear it throughout the stadium.
Nothing but a ton of fan support from these fans for Tez Walker.
Next thing you know, they had me all over the Jumbotron, saying that I had the whole school, whole community behind me, and teammates as well.
This man's different. Free Tez Walker, man. Free that boy Devontez Walker.
They had signs and hats, free Tez Walker shirts. It was amazing.
Shoot, one of our rivals even posted something about freeing Tez.
Former teammates and colleagues that live in different states will post on social media, free Tez.
Free Tez Walker!
See it on SportsCenter, you see it on game day, people talking about it. Just doing a kid wrong that doesn't deserve it.
Free Tez Walker.
Went to social media, press. They had Governor Roy Cooper get involved.
I just decided to write him a letter about this because of the gross unfairness of it, particularly amidst the backdrop of what is now the Wild West of the NCAA.
The more people rallied behind him and the more anger and rage from people who are not even connected to the UNC program.
It was the honor of my life to wear this jersey for this game. Devontez Walker. Free time.
You're not supposed to stand up against the NCAA. That's the establishment. You're supposed to be scared that they're going to come after you and they're going to hurt you for what you said. It was about what was best for Tez. I've never been more proud of this place than when everybody stood up for what was right.
As Walker has been ruled immediately eligible. Sudden reversal after Walker's appeals have been denied for months now.
I sent Tez a text message and said, I need you to get over here because Brown has some news for you.
So we get to Coach Brown's office, walk in, and then Coach Brown was like standing there with like the biggest like smile on his face. And I'm just like what's all this?
You're eligible. You're eligible, big dog.
He called me on the phone and said, I'm eligible to play. At that moment, tears came. I screamed, I shouted, hallelujah to God, because I never in a million years thought I'd see my grandson on the football field. Devontez come out that flag, I just hold my chest, just so proud.
It was a moment that he's been waiting for.
He's out of bounds. No, he was not. Wow. Full extension, climb the ladder and go get it.
I joke and smile just like this, ear to ear.
It was a real special moment for me. My grandma in attendance and her seeing those things, it just makes me feel good. That's just what I'm feeling right now.
Playing in front of a family member that you've never seen you play is pretty special. It's been one of the coolest things, the sport that I've seen in the past couple of years.
Maye throwing on the run, touchdown! Devontez Walker, his first touchdown catch as a Tar Heel.
The cheers that you heard from the crowd is bigger than any cheer I've heard throughout, my time at Carolina.
Launching it again for Walker. He has it. Touchdown. Walker again. Devontez Walker. Third touchdown of the night. Touchdown. 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 31-yard strike from Drake Maye to Walker.
That moment where Grandma got to see him play and that whole family is standing in the middle of Kenan Stadium hugging his neck is what sports is all about.
Very blessed and happy she finally got to witness that, and now she's gonna witness me on Sunday, something we've always talked about, something we've always dreamed about. Just a very good feeling.
This is the moment.